it's too complicated to explain tonight. I need at least 5 minutes. But it's a heating problem. The hot box heating the PTO, and so you fix that, you fix your drifting problem.
Interesting. I'd never heard of that. Okay, that's interesting information, and maybe you can send out an email to the group and explain what you ran into. Take it away, Ron.
Okay. Now, let's see. I think you meant Vaughn, but let's try that. K6ZTA here. Yeah, not much to add here, so I'll just turn it over to Ron. Let's see. K2RP, K6ZTA.
Sorry, Ron.
Okay, very good. No problem. Good to hear everybody. Signals are Wednesday, and looking forward to an interesting, challenging schedule of the year. This was reasonable about the TNC relevant and 3.8 barefoot, only maybe 65 watts out. Okay, back to you, John, 360 and the K2RP.
I didn't get most of that. The TR Nancy from next door took you out, Ron, and Ron is about 5 miles away. Gives you some idea of the noise level I've got tonight. Let's turn it over to WB6RLC, and Glenn, turn it over to K6RCL. That's going to cause some confusion. And then over to Larry, W6WEH, and back to me.
Okie dokie, I was writing things down. I didn't want to be one of those who forgot. And who do I hand it to? But I think I can remember DJ. So, that'll cause a little confusion. Glenn here, Cathedral City, next over from Palm Springs. Kind of coolish, not too bad. What's cool for us is probably, 60 degrees out there. Running the, the National NCX5. So, tonight, running barefoot, but everybody's got good signals. Most everybody is 20 to 40 over, just banging in. So, very, very little from the Bubbas. So, I'm real happy with all of that. Life is good, had a good holiday, stayed at home for the New Year's and watched Twilight Zones. So anyway, DJ coming your direction, K6RCL, WB6RLC, and the group.
Now WB6RLC, K6RCL. Well, good evening, all. And anyway, DJ here in Goleta. So band's looking pretty good. So over to W6WUH, K6RCL.
Okay, K6RCL in the group. W6WUH on the double sideband rig here tonight. I'll keep it short. If you can't hear me, I'll come back on the SS200 next time. Back to you, John, W6WUH. W6YEC.
Okay, Dr. George, W6YEC, just checked in, YEC. And it is just about that bewitching hour. Dave, are you on frequency?
Hello, John. Yes, I am. Just a second here. There's a little more power. Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm having all sorts of problems here tonight. I don't know if you've been listening, but I have a rig that wasn't working, and now I'm on a modern rig, which has got some noise canceling, helping me a little bit, but I've got a lot of noise. Anyway, here we go. First on the list, N6AF, Chuck. Okay. Then over to Dennis, W6 Dairy Queen. And Lisa, KF6QNG. Let me turn this cancellation off. It's buzzing. Hold on a second. Did you get those?
Yeah, so far. Keep it slow.
I will go slower. After Lisa is Paul, N6BVY. And after Paul is Phil.
That bitch by water. You say if I can get it up to 60, I'll be doing better.
Maybe it's N6. I think it's N6 WHK. My mistake.
Well,
Mr.
Why is it working for
Kevin,
him and it won't for me?
WA6JKM. Are you with me?
I can go into detail, but I don't.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay. I went from 78 to 33 and a third here in terms of speed. So, okay, after that is K6ZTA Vaughn. After Vaughn is Ron, K2RP. And to keep the poetry in sync here, we have after Ron, we've got WB6RLC Glenn, not to be confused with K6RCL DJ. Got it?
Okay, K6RCL is the last one so far, right?
Correct. And then after that is Larry, W6WUH. Following Larry is Art, KB7LOQ.
What's the doctor doing this week?
Following Art is Bob, W8A9KIB.
Yes, go to bed early.
And I don't know the name of the next one, N4DLA, and I'm not sure I got that right. Are you with me?
Yeah, I think that's Matthew. N4DLA.
Okay, got it. And the last three is R, WA6JUS, John, K6LGL, Skip, and W6Y.
I hear you real good. I'm glad we got another North Carolina station in there. It's W4 TSH, and I'm in North Carolina. Name's Bobby.
Okay, so I was just writing there. I got them all. And, John, where do you want to be?
You know, I'm going to go QRT. I've got a really bad noise from next door, and it's an annoying noise.
No problem.
I think I'm just going to skip it tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I know you seem to have that problem regularly, so we'll make sure that maybe try to keep listening. Anyway, okay, that's it. I have 17, and we're planning to start the roundtable at 6:45, so let's get going, and I'll check for more check-ins soon here. Welcome, everybody, to the Vintage Single Sideband Roundtable. This is Dave, WJ6W, in Tarzana, California, and I'm host for this evening's roundtable. The station I'm using tonight is a Collins KWM2 and a 75S3B receiver in addition, and using also a Collins 30L1 amplifier up to an inverted B. It's very wet out there tonight. Well, we meet each Tuesday evening at or near 3895 kilohertz. All of us should be using equipment that was manufactured before 1981 or home-built equipment with equivalent technology. First-timers, however, may use modern equipment. So, does anyone have any announcements related to vintage single-sideband radios? Okay, we have a question of the evening every Tuesday, and tonight it's, well, Happy New Year, everybody. It's a new year, and simply what changes and improvements to your shack are you planning for 2023? So please keep your transmission to 2 minutes or less. I know some of you like to talk, but let's give everyone a chance to get in reasonable time. Okay. And so with that, let me call for any more check-ins that may have shown up in the last few minutes. Come now.
What's the mic gain set on? Gary and Duarte.
Gary. I know you, Gary. Wait a second. Give me your call again. Sorry.
Yeah, Whiskey America 7, Bravo India Papa.
That's right. Sorry, just had a blank there. W7BIP. Anybody else?
We've got several lines of items to choose from.
Okay, nothing heard. So let me call the first 4 stations on the list tonight, and we'll get on with the sideband roundtable. First, we have N6AF. That's Chuck. N6AF. If you'll turn it over to Dennis, W6DQ. And Dennis over to Lisa, KF6QNG. and Lisa to Paul, N6BZY, and then back to me. So go ahead, Chuck, N6AF, WJ6W.
Do you see your mic, Kane?
Okay, thanks very much, and I really apologize. I had to step out of the room for a second. Could you, I'll keep my full transmission very short, but could you please quickly repeat the question of the evening for me? Over.
Yeah, sure. It's very short. In the new year, well, what changes and improvements to your shack are you planning for 2023?
I hope my wife didn't hear that. You know what that means. What are you doing with all these radios in here? Mary, there are worse habits. That usually works, but it's getting old as an answer. So there's your answer. I'm going to try to sell a few boat anchors and just make a little more space around here. I would be very much exceeding my time allotment to just to rattle off the list of boat anchors in the room here, but it's become it's an epidemic proportions. So anyway, that's my answer on the 1963 KWM2, driving a homebrew solid state amp lightly for about 350 out, and that's the story. And Happy New Year, everybody, and a happy and better New Year. How could it be worse, right? W6DQ, N6AF.
All right, Chuck, thank you. N6AF and the Vintage Sideband Roundtable, W6DQ, Denison Inyokern, where we're currently running the KWM 380 with the SM280 microphone and driving a Alpha 87A amplifier out to the horizontal loop that is one full wavelength on 160 meters and is doing a great job for us tonight here. So, Dave, thank you for taking the roundtable tonight, being host, and great question. And New Year's resolutions for ham radio. I love it. Well, I've got a long list, but I won't go through the whole list. But topping the list tonight, number one, get the darn ham shack construction finished. We've got to do that. But I do have some plans. I'm happy with the horizontal loop, so I plan on making that permanent. We've got some towers that I'm going to lay down some concrete and put up some supports, and I just picked up a couple of new towers, so I'm going to put up a couple of new Yagis. In particular, I want to I've got a 2-element 40-meter high gain that's going to go up, and I'm going to construct a 5-element 10-meter Yagi. And if anybody's looking for Yagis and looking for antennas in general, you'll notice that not many suppliers have antennas available. And apparently it's because there's a shortage of aluminum tubing. So everybody, it's hard to come by antennas. Nobody's got them. So I find that really interesting. But yeah, I'm interested in putting up a couple of new Yagis for 10 and 40. So that's really the projects going on here. It will keep me busy, but great to hear everybody tonight. Conditions are wonderful. And I'm going to send it over to Lisa. So KF6QNG. Oh, and by the way, Paul, I apologize to you. I knew what your call was, and I wrote it down wrong, so I'm sorry. We got it right this time. So over to KF6QNG and the Vintage Sideband Roundtable from W6DQ.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank you to Dave for running for hosting the roundtable this evening. So I have no plans for the ham shack, so I'm just going to leave it up to the pilot over here and be done with it. Anyway, wish everyone a great evening. Take care, and Happy New Year to everyone. So it goes over to Paul. So N6BZY from KF6QNG.
All right, N6QNG and 6BZY. And Happy New Year to everybody. And as far as the question of the evening, I've kind of already started that by putting the TR4 up to sale, as I indicated earlier. And I'm definitely willing to go down in price considerably if somebody can give me a good
good story or something. Anyway, I have a lot of vintage and modern equipment, and I think due to my spinal problems, I'm going to, toward the foreseeable future, I'm going to have to go with some equipment that I can move around, because some of these big boat anchors, I am not going to be able to handle them much longer, if at all. So that'll be the improvement will simply be to modernize a bit, but keeping some of my favorite boat anchors. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I think it goes back to net control, which I think was WJ6W and 6BZY.
Yeah, Paul, you're exactly right. N6BZY, WJ6W. Okay, well, yeah, on the lighter equipment in the back, I don't know what your situation is. Mine isn't too bad, but I've decided I have sold some of my heavy gear. I still have an SB600, which I don't think I can take out of the rack if it needs to be fixed. So I would need help with that. Anyway, thanks for all the input, folks, and the aluminum tubing shortage. Isn't that something? That could force some of these small antenna business out of business. Really, how many resources do they have to keep going? Let's see. I'll just relay what I'm planning to do in 2023, which is basically clean up the wiring in this shack, and I've already started on that project. I got a bunch of Velcro zip tie type, wire or cable ties. What I want to say, Velcro type. So they're removable, and I got about 100 of them today. I hope that's enough. Anyway, that's kind of my big plan for, one plan for the year, and I guess the one I'm starting on now. So anyway, let's see. Let me call for any other check-ins tonight on the Vintage Sideband Roundtable. Come now.
NY6L Hesperia.
I'll be here anytime.
Okay. Jay, I got you. NY6L. Anybody else? Okay, we have 19 on the list so far. So pretty good night. Continue on with the next 4. I have Phil, N6WHK, and then it goes to WA6JKN, Kevin, and then from Kevin it goes to K6ZTA, Bon, and Bon it goes to K2RP, Ron, and then back to me. So N6WHK, Phil, go ahead.
Thank you very much, WJ6W, N6WHK. The question is ideal for me. I have 2 towers, and both of them are broken. The coax control lines to the rotor, the sun has got 2, so that's just bare wire, so that's got to be replaced. And the other one has a problem up at the top, at the antenna. I'm not sure exactly what. We rang the coax out, that's perfect. But there is something up at the antenna itself that's acting up. So that's my thing for the new year. Get both the antennas and both the towers working. Got a TA6 on one and a hex beam on the other. And I'm running the Swan equipment, 350 Delta, through a Maritron amplifier, 811, putting about 300 watts out, 400, somewhere in that general area. With that, let's turn it over to our friend up there in Gilroy, WA6JKN. It's all yours, my friend, N6WHK.
And,
those sound like great projects for the year 2023. So very good. Well, let's see. What do I have planned? Oh, golly. Not a whole lot. The only vintage gear that I have, by the way, let me start over here. This is WA6JKN, Kevin and Gilroy. Yeah, the only project I have pending is a Globe King 500. So I'm going to probably start that. Oh golly, I don't know. Maybe at the end of the month or next month. I want to get that thing completely restored. It's about, I would say, 80% restored already, and just got some final amplifier stuff to do, and it'll be done. As far as new equipment, I already treated myself to a brand new solid-state amplifier, which is the Hex. What am I talking about? See, I can't even think. It's all that driving in the hectic traffic last night. It was unbelievable. It added, I think, about 3 or 4 hours to my trip for that day. So instead of being 12 hours, it was it was ridiculous, like 14, 15, 16 hours. All right. Well, let's see. Something I noticed. Teslas. There was these Teslas that we saw on Interstate 5. They must have had their autopilots on, and they were really struggling staying within the lines. They were weaving back and forth. I've never seen that before unless the person was under the influence. But I think there's a problem with those Teslas and their guidance system on autopilot, because they will go right up to the line, stop, and then go back and drift to the right side. Go to the line, and they come right back. And every Tesla I passed on the road or saw on the road on Interstate 5 was doing that. So it wasn't an isolated incident. Okay, the amplifier that I treated myself to just before I went on my holiday adventures to Texas was the Lux. The Mercury Lux. There we go. I got it. The Mercury Lux. And I got to tell you something. I tried everything that I could think of to break it. I drove it with over 400 watts on AM and fully modulated that thing. Yes, it went over 2,000 watts. And I just kept pounding it, and it wouldn't break. I couldn't believe it. The temperature rose, and when it got to 50 degrees centigrade, it turned on the fan to a little bit higher RPM, which I couldn't hear because I was operating it remote, but I was watching everything on the control panel. But it did get above 55 degrees centigrade, and I was pounding that thing as hard as I could, and I couldn't believe it. It hung in there. All right, so the Gold King 500 is my project for the year 2023, and I don't need to put up any antennas. They're all done. And the only thing is I got after this purchase, I got a bunch of money left over from my budget for ham gear, so I'm thinking about buying a K4 Delta. I don't know if I will, but boy, it looks like I'm going to move in that direction. I think the theme for 2023 is All American, is for ham radio. All right, over to you. Let me see if I can remember who it was. Oh, golly. I have to apologize. My brain is still recovering from a long commute yesterday. So you know who you are. Please pick it up. And thank you, Dave, for taking the net, and KOI for the release. WA6JKN, Kevin and Gilroy.
Who's that, TA?
Yeah, all right. WA6JKN, K6ZTA. Well, yeah, the handle is Vaughn, Victor Oscar November, and we're in Woodland Hills, and using the 100V, and using the Drake 2B for my receiver. And it turns out I have gassy tubes apparently in the Drake 2B, so that's my first project for the new year. Is to do the gassy, is to use the tube tester and see if I can figure out which tubes are the gassy ones. So with that, we'll turn it over to Ron, K2RP, K6ZTA.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I think I had something wrong here. Yeah, it's Robert and Sanitas. We're celebrating 1957. Tonight we have the 1957 Concept GSP 100 and the 1957 Drake 1A. One of my favorite setup. The phasing type of transmitter, which I always like the sound of.
Yeah, John, I don't have that selection in this radio.
Q5 puts out about 60 watts, and we're barefoot, so I hope you can hear. Project, good question. First of all, thanks to John and to Dave for hosting tonight, with everybody willing to volunteer. I got a few projects. Number one, which I've already started, is just straightening out the shack a little bit. And I have a lot of equipment. It's hard to move. But my son is a weightless lifter and very solicitous of my health and is willing to move things around. Last week I took down my Valiant and HLO 60 that I used for AMSW and replaced it with the HD32 and SS101. And there's a few things like that I want to rotate. A few major and minor projects with equipment that isn't working or isn't working right. I'd like to get that squared away. And also, maybe it's got to be a year and a half ago, I got a nice BTW6, I think it is, vertical antenna.
Yeah, I got to find another. Maybe updating that.
And my wife said, put it up and throw it out. But as soon as it stops raining, I think that's going to be my first project. But I promise I won't be bored.
Roger.
You know, somebody was mentioning about their wife talking about the radio.
I'll check on that
I
tomorrow.
always say there's an answer when your wife says, how many more radios do you want? How many more radios do you need?
All right.
And the answer is always just one more. Okay, back over to Dave. Happy New Year, everybody. K2RP.
Okay, Ron, K2RP, WJ6W. Yeah, you've got, I think, a little microphone shield problem there. You got some buzz that covers up your audio occasionally, but we got most of it there. So hopefully, and good luck straightening things up, and maybe put that microphone cable on the list. Let's see. So everyone certainly has projects, some of them bigger than others. And so it's good to hear everyone's going to keep busy anyway. So let's continue on here with the next four. W6RLC Glenn will be next, and then it goes to DJ K6RCL, and then to Larry W6WUH, and after Larry it goes to KB7LOQ Art, and then back to me. Okay, Glenn, WB6RLC, WJ6W.
Information. All righty, Dave. Thank you very much. WJ6W, WB6RLC in the group. Great signals tonight. A lot of you, Dave, you're like 40 over. Everybody's just blasting in here. Glenn, you're Cathedral City. Next bird over from Palm Springs. Let's see. Rick tonight's the National NCX5. Mike's the Sure 444 and the ubiquitous 444, and off to an off-center fed dipole at 32 feet. Let's see, wish everybody a happy New Year and prosperous and healthy. If you ain't got health, you ain't got squat. So, you know, anyway, so projects for the shack for the up-and-coming year, improvements. I like it, the cluttered, disheveled, smelly place that it is. So my answer is none. Over to you, DJ, K6RCL, WB6RLC.
That's probably going to be okay, Glenn, WD6RLC.
Yeah, DJ K6RCL, it's your turn.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, well, you alls are heading in. So I'll keep it short. Projects, half my house has been destroyed, so we're working on that. And this year, I think I'm going to try and put up another center-fed doublet cut for this band, and maybe throw a 40-meter stringer on both sides as well, open wire line. That's about it here. Keep it short. Up to you, Larry. W6WUH, K6RCL.
Okay, K6RCL, W6WUH. I'm on the double sideband rig here. There was no opportunity to try it earlier to see if you guys are copying or not. I'm going to give it a respring, see if I'm being copied. If not, I'll switch to a different rig.
Negative, the SPDX. I copy you, Larry. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Grateful for that. The check-ins have turned into a DX pileup, so that doesn't help things anyway. Check improvements for 2023. I'm going to raise my the wire antenna I'm using now, the 75-meter dipole, try to get it up in the trees instead of 15 feet off the ground. We'll try to get it up 60, 80 feet. I want to finish putting my Mosley tri-bander together and try to get it up on a tower. This may mean adding another tower here, or it may go on the one with my 6-meter beam. To work on my 2-meter sideband station, add another Cushcraft 11-element beam and build a phasing harness for that, try to get that up with a rotor. It's no rotor now at all, so that's a pain in the butt. And the last thing is to build a little keying switch box, so I have several little transmitters, and I have to jumper, swap RCA plugs to get them to key amplifier, so I'm going to build a little switch box so I can just dial that up. So that's the project on the list here. Maybe get a Shure 444 or an Electro Voice 664 if I'm lucky. Looking at my list, KB6 LOQ. Art, go ahead and take it. W6WUH.
Western Maryland City's already in it.
Did he turn it to me, KB7 LOQ?
Yeah.
Like that spells in the other night.
Yeah, go ahead, Art.
W6WUH, Larry, this is KB7LOQ Art in St. George. Conditions are getting kind of rough for the weaker stations, but I am copying most of it. Good evening, Happy New Year on the SX115 HD37 and SB220, putting out about 1,100 watts. Hello, and good to hear earlier KK6IRZ, Jeff, and special hello and New Year's to Bob, WA9JIB, and John, WA6JUS, down there in San Diego. I've got a ton of projects for this year, but just to list 3 here in the shack, I want to get my broadcast audio extended. It's to my Valiant, but I want to get it to the BC610, the Viking 2, and the Johnson Ranger 2. The other thing I need to do and would help with this activity is I want to get a switching system so I can switch various different vintage rigs to 1 or 2 amplifiers and just leave them set on that. And then third, I want to try to do a waterfall display on the computer using my 75A4 SX115 or maybe the R390A, and maybe try to get into the 21st century a little bit. Hi. Okie dokie, Dave, thanks for taking the net tonight. WJ6W, KB7LOQ.
Okay, Art. Well, those are pretty ambitious projects, and you're coming in quite well here tonight. So I guess you didn't hear Larry too well. But anyway, yeah, everyone has something to do. That's for sure. And a lot of them have to do with antennas and switching systems and the like. So let me make one more call for anyone who's late, who wants to get on the list for the Vintage Sideband Roundtable. Come now.
William 6, Mike, Victor Mike, W6MVM.
K6LK. Yeah, I think Chuck figured it out.
Okay, I got W6MVM and K6LK. Anybody else?
Whiskey Italy 6 radio.
Okay, that's Dave, WI6R. One more call, one last call.
What you been doing, Donnie?
Okay, I think that's 22 on the list tonight, so we have a pretty good group. Okay, let's continue on with, the conditions are changing, by the way, so I'm not sure how well I'll hear some people or if they'll hear me. So anyway, Bob, I hope you hear me in close here. WA9JIB, you're next. And then it goes to N4DLA, Matthew. Matthew, please turn it to WA6JUS. That's John, excuse me. John, turn it to K6LGL, Skip, and then back to me. So, WA9JIB, Bob, go ahead, WJ6W.
Really, but I know Phil.
Okay, Dave, WJ6W in the group. It's WA9JIB. Bob over here in Chile, La Cañada, where the forecast, at least on Yahoo for my area, showed a snowflake for tomorrow. So who knows? It's been 20 years since we had snow here, but maybe we'll get some. Anyway, yeah, I'm on the helicopter station tonight. First out with a Kenwood MC50 microphone into the Helicrafters HT32B for Bob, and the SX115, its mate. Got a Helicrafters R48 speaker, and I'm going through a tuner that I got from K2RP, a little MFJ, and all that goes up to my dipole, hangs off a 35-foot mast, inverted V configuration. So let's see, Happy New Year to all my projects. Always clean up and organize. I don't know, this stuff just comes in even when I'm not looking for it. So that's top of the heap, and that includes the workbench area too. My workbench is such to the point I can't even do any projects on it.
Yeah, we both agreed with it.
But I have to find a place to get off the workbench and just, put it in secondary storage and pull it out as needed. So I got to put a little attention on the workbench this year. And the other thing I want to do is use more of the radios that never get used. Like, just to my right is my 75A4 and my SX28. Both great radios, as you all know, but they never get used around here. So I should use them from time to time. I should put the SX111 on the air. I have gotten that on the air a couple times the last year, but I need to do that a little more often.
Guys, there's an old equipment net going on this frequency. Would you please change frequency?
I'd like to get at least a few QSOs with, and so that's on the list to do. And just get more familiar and use some of my test gear. I got an oscilloscope from Pete K5CZ a few years ago. It's just in the corner of the kitchen and hasn't moved since. So I really need to pull off the old Tektronix 316 and put the new 100 megahertz scope up there and start messing with it. So those are my projects. Whether I get to any or all of them depends on, maybe I'll retire this year, maybe I won't. Who knows? Over to Matthew, up in the Bay Area, N4DLA, WA9JIB.
Thank you, Bob, WA9JIB, and the Vintage Single Sideband Roundtable. This is Matthew, November 4 Delta Lima Alpha. I'm in Orinda, California, about 15 miles east of San Francisco. where we had 5 inches of rain on Saturday. And the temperature's been going up here since the next morning. It was 44 degrees, now it's 46. So the storm is brewing. Equipment Atlas 210X, Shore 444 microphone, about 100 watts out into a 75-meter dipole of about 60 feet. And the answer is yes. Project, raise that antenna up some more. Restore a night KG650 signal generator. Someone on YouTube did a 5-part series on a complete teardown and rebuild of that. So it's a free signal generator somebody gave me. So hey, see what I can do with it. And Larry W6WH, you're 5 and 7 down here in Orinda. So sounding good here. Just about every other station's 5 and 7 or better. A lot of them are much better. And also I have an old 6V6 homebrew novice transmitter with a plug-in coil, and I'm still trying to figure out how that thing works, but supposedly built from a QST article. I bought it at a amateur radio club auction last year from the original owner, but he gave me the QST issue, and I looked it up online through the ARL webpage, and I couldn't find any article about it. Even went to my father KF6CVA's his 1951 handbook, so couldn't find anything on it. So that'll be an interesting thing. So if you see a mushroom cloud in the direction of Orinda, my restoration was unsuccessful. Okay, over to John, WA6JUS from N4DLA. Happy New Year, everyone.
What are you over here?
No complaints.
N4DLA from WA6JUS. Thank you very much. John in San Diego, Kearny Mesa on SB 100. And, right away, I think I need to get back in touch with Russ Tech and George Runyon and the group. I hear there's some interest in helping me get the Galaxy 300 going.
Yes.
And that tells me that there's hope for a more vital, hands-on local ham club to type environment to participate in, and that will be helpful for me to address other things. The background that I come from is still involved in ham radio because of the music with the Surf Club and Bishop Bay Yacht Club. I'm always dragged into doing these productions. I think you guys understand. So I need more help from the ham club to help keep things running. Skip, over to you. K6LTL, hot copy from WA6JUS.
You come back from being in bed.
Skip, go ahead. It's your turn. K6LGL.
Okay, I couldn't hear John very well. Thank you, Dave. WJ6W, the Vintage Sideband, that's K6 Little Green Mike, K6LGL on Santa Monica. I'm on my 902DM into my doublet antenna. Plans for this year obviously have to finish recalibrating and redoing my Globe King 400, which I modified for a pair of 572Bs with 811 modulators. So I have to finish that and finish solid stating my Ranger too. You got to get rid of that extra heat with the 5R4s and all these tube rectifiers there. They're just a big heat generator in a relatively small package. So that is, and then possibly put back on the air my Atlas 210 back on the air. So there's just a couple of projects, and then of course some VHF, UHF projects, and then you have to recalibrate and reset and so on. So that's the story there, Dave. And probably see you there on the AMI net. Thanks for taking the net and the fellows who did the earlies there. The band has changed. Very nice signal from N4DLA. They're actually a very strong signal. And Kevin, welcome back to California.
Yes, will be.
Back to the former garlic capital of the world. I'm glad you made it back safely. So back to you, Dave. Happy New Year, everybody, from Santa Monica by the Bay, K6LGL.
K6LK info. Skip, thanks. Very good. We copied you mainly on the SDR tonight. So conditions have changed rapidly here tonight. Okay, I'm going to continue on, not waste any more time. Next it goes to George, W6YEC, George. And then George send it to Gary, WA7BIP, Gary. Then it goes to JNY6L, and then to W6MVM, and then back to me. Go ahead, George, W6YEC, WJ6W. Info.
Yeah, okay, Dave, thank you. WJ6W, W6YEC, George down here in Lemon Grove. Hearing everybody very nicely. I didn't turn on my iPad because I could tell the band was shifting, and Skip, I had to hear you on KFS. I wasn't hearing you over the air, but yeah, you had a nice signal in the KFS with the officer there, and very good on all the different reports and what have you coming through. All right, well, we're running the TR4 this evening with the Electro Voice 664 microphone, and we have the RV4 if we need it, and all that. But coaxial flat top up about 40 feet is what we're using tonight. And changes and improvements. Well, I'm pretty happy with my shack, but it's coming up on 11, 12 years. So one of the things that I have on my list is to do some painting. And, maybe, and this would be a lot of work, but put a new carpet down or do something with the floor. I'm not quite sure about that yet, but I have been thinking about it. And sitting down, like all of us old guys are thinking about, I guess. So, since we bring that up, I do have a C-line, beautiful C-line available. Anybody that might be interested in a C-line with upgrades and Sherman mods and all that stuff, it's beautiful. So just give me a holler here at 619-277-6043 if you have interest in a Drake C-line. So we're trying to thin off this desk, and we put the TR4 on, and it seems to be working pretty good, so I think we'll just be content with that and a few of the other radios that we have here on this particular desk. And been operating 10-meter vintage with the TS520 Sugar, and that's been a lot of fun, getting on 10 meters with the vintage rig. It did go down on me, and I had to replace the IF board on it, so that was a little disappointing, but we got it all replaced and everything is working fine. All right, with that, Gary, it's over to you. WA7VIP, W6YEC.
It was a tough one to even me to feel. So he tuned every he's got.
WA7VIP, Gary, go ahead.
Everything he talks on is just right on the money anyway. 40 minutes.
Dave, this is W6DQ. Gary called me and said he can't hear anything. He's got a really high noise level, so he's going to check out W6DQ.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dennis. Were you the info?
Negative. I thought that might have been Gary, but it wasn't me.
It was LK.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Bill. K6LK. Go ahead with the info.
Yeah, I just wanted to check out. I just got the dinner call, so Happy New Year to everybody, and scratch me off the list, K6LK.
Okay, if you want to give us your response to the question, go ahead before you go, or otherwise we'll let you go now.
Well, I've got to get out of here because my bride, well, you know, when Mama's upset, everybody's upset.
Okay, so take care of it then and have a good dinner. All right, well, next it goes to JNY6L. Go ahead.
but I just don't have the money.
You're up, Jay.
Jay, NY6L, do you copy? Go ahead.
Yeah, let the hat pass and let that get to you, and then we can leave. He must have stepped away.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. I think that was Larry. Thanks a lot. Okay. Well, let's try the next on the list here. W6MBM. I believe that's Mike. W6MBM. Go ahead.
Yeah, W6MBM here. Hope I'm getting out okay. I just heard you guys on tonight, and it's good. I'm running an S1 line here, 70 from 1959, 1960, with an old Vietnam era 30L1 on a G5 RV here at the ranch. Anyway, really good to hear you. It's good to hear Skip and a bunch of other people that I talked to on the Collins net, as well as other people. Got a lot of equipment I'm trying to get going. I have a Ranger. It's running great on AM, but it chirps on CW, and I really want to get it on CW, and I have it paired up with a 75A4. Also, I've got a couple of 75A4 KWS1 rigs that are a little bit disassembled right now, getting the fan motors going again. Hope to get them on soon. May be moving them over here to the ranch from my Soulsbyville location. Anyway, good to hear everybody. And W6MBM.
Okay, W6MBM, WJ6W. Very good. Yeah, good copy down here, and you got some worthwhile projects there with the Ranger and KWS1s. So let's see. I'm down to one more. I have Dave, WI6R. WI6R, Dave, go ahead. This is WJ6W.
WJ6W from WI6R. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Well, a little bit difficult copy at times. We've got guys on the East Coast that are also S9 in here, so it's a little bit tough, but good evening to everybody and Happy New Year to everyone. Well, here our work is all outside the shack. That's getting antennas situated, which we are working on. And I'm going to keep it short because I know the conditions may be changing, and we'll pass it right back to you, Dave, and I wish everybody a Happy New Year.
Okay, Dave, you were very strong over here, at least 20 over. Covered everything up. So I hope you can hear me okay. All right, well, 73 to you, and let me make a call for anyone maybe that didn't hear me before or I missed. Anyone else left for the Vintage Sideband Roundtable? Come now.
Kilo 6, India, Romeo, Zulu.
Was there, Larry, maybe you heard, was there a check in there for us?
Kilo 6, India, Romeo, Zulu, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Jeff. Yes, Jeff. I wonder if you didn't get on the list by accident or if you left and came back. So if you copy me, go ahead and take one. And do you know the question of the evening? I guess your response would be, I have a whole new shack, right?
Well, at the very least, finish what I started. That's really what I hope for, is just to finish what I've already started. But that'll be the project for 2023. But yes, I actually didn't check in, still running the ICOM 735, which is newer stuff. But I went and sat down and started building the TR3 power supply. So trying to get little jumps on things that I've been doing now that I have a workbench and everything. So I was listening to everybody, and a very happy New Year to all of those. And yeah, my projects for 2023 are to just continue building the station that I started with the vision that I had, and you know, it's coming together pretty well, but that is the plan, to try to get it done in 2023 if I'm lucky. So there you go. Just thought I'd pop in here at the end and say a very happy New Year to everybody. Sounded like a pretty big group, actually, so there you go. This is KK6IRZ.
Okay, Jeff, very good. Yeah, we copied you. Okay, where were we listening? We were listening on KFS. Yeah, KFS, we heard you okay. So, yeah, very good. Congratulations on the new station. And I guess maybe because of that, I'll give you the award tonight, the Golden Cup. You have the biggest project of all. Everyone has some good projects for themselves, but I think you maybe had the biggest one of all. Maybe the runner-up would be Dennis, W6DQ, in finishing his shack. So, Jeff, any last comments? Congratulations on winning the Golden Cup Award tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. I feel like a winner, and what a way to start 2023 as a prize winner. So thank you very much. And I should mention this week I'm going to be posting more pictures on my website too, which is kk6irz.net. And then just go to photos, and you'll see one of the links saying Ham Shack or whatever.
Blue caps,
and I'll be posting a lot more pictures. There's already quite a few there now, but it's still all trying to get the...
Did you look at the top? Are they got screws in the top of them?
What I'll be putting up this week is more of here's what it's looking like now.
I said before, we'll take one out and get the numbers off of it and order it from RF Parts.
Okay, very good, Jeff. KK6IRZ.net for pictures of the progress on your shack. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. With that, we'll close the Vintage Sideband Roundtable for tonight, and we'll look forward to next week. I don't know who's hosting, but there'll be an email, of course. WJ6W saying 73 is good night.